known each other a long time now, man.
Yeah.
How many years is that? God, going back to when did you? See, I met you the year before.
So I was 17 years old, so it's been 15 years.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's yeah, I remember when I first got to Peabody, like we became like pretty close, I feel like. Pretty like right away, just about.
Right.
Except I remember one of the first lessons that I took with you. I was doing my usual thing where I was swinging the guitar, and you were like,
Kabam.
And you were like, yeah, you're like, hey man, if you hit me with that guitar neck, we're gonna have big problems.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was like October of like 2007.
Yeah, that sounds about right,
yeah.
man. That's pretty funny. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, El Kabong.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'd forget that you had the guitar on your body and you're like walking around and next going like...
yeah, that's so funny, man. Yeah, but the first couple months when we really didn't know how this thing like spread at all, like, I have the peacocks. They're just wild peacocks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not wild. They're present from the Bronx Zoo, but they just let them roam by the Cathedral St. John the Divine. So they were like they were the only things that I saw like for the first like couple months of the pandemic because my roommates weren't around either. And like it was literally just the peacocks and me.
But wait a minute, they're not hanging out in here in your apartment. They're in your room.
No. I would go down to the park and
they're in the park just for free in the park.
Yeah, they just
wow.
run. Yeah, so I would just hang out with my buddies.
They do like round them up at night or something.
I don't know. They just,
boy.
It's hilarious though. But like, but that was weird because I actually had COVID in the beginning of the pandemic, and then one of them was just like sitting there, and I was worried I gave it COVID. So
leave it to you to worry you gave a peacock in the park.
It was the albino peacock, Mr. Phil. He just like. And then,
is that your name for him, or is that?
No, that's the actual name.
Yeah, he's actually has an actual name. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, the first few months, it was just people that I would see, I would pass on the street, and peacocks.
That's
crazy.
Kind of wild, man.
Yeah.
It was difficult. Man.
Yeah,
I had it too, and it wasn't fun. And it took me a long time to recover my energy after that.
Me too.
Like about 9 months of finally being able to like have the energy to get up and do stuff, be active. It was
totally
a lot of sleeping, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, totally, man. No, I mean, me too, man. I mean, I definitely lost some like a lot of energy for a long time. It's funny because I never had it super badly, but for me it was more like the post-COVID symptoms that were difficult for a while, but yeah, now I'm feeling pretty good.
Maybe this is a time when artists will really flourish. You know? And I was of two minds of it. One, of course, is that in New York it's still expensive to live, so you still have to figure out how you're going to survive if you're an artist, musician, whatever, painter, sculptor, however actor, whatever you want to look at it. But I do think that there is something to that. Like I'm seeing all these little pockets of people who are they're really hardcore going for it. Like whatever it is, whether it's they're getting into playing all the time online, or they're doing live stuff in the street, even for tips. But still really going for it. So that to me is really encouraging, and maybe it is. Maybe things were feeling kind of, I don't know, slothful, like in a way.
I think so,
before,
yeah. I mean, I feel like this for me definitely made me appreciate a lot of things that I just wouldn't appreciate in my normal everyday life. Just the ability to do this. You know? I mean,
absolutely.
I always appreciated it, but now it's a whole new.
It's special.
Can't help but just smile ear to ear when we play, and just I think also for me, not to get too deep, or philosophical about all this, but for me, honestly, it's sort of. My dad got really sick, early in the pandemic, and almost passed away. Yeah. Luckily, knock on wood, he's doing all right. But it made me sort of come to terms with my own mortality in a way that I hadn't before, which kind of, for me, honestly, motivated me. And just as far as at least, not even to say like before I wasn't motivated, but just at least to create things in a way that I hadn't before, maybe.
Which is like, it is deep for somebody of your age to be thinking that.
Yeah.
Way, But it does. It's it's just witnessing all this will definitely could shake your world. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, but yeah, I think I'm cautiously optimistic. What do you think? You cautiously
I am
optimistic?
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I'm probably more optimistic than cautiously optimistic. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe things are just going to go downhill, but
I
right
don't think so.
now
I don't think
feel
so.
like,
Yeah.
well, let me put it this way: my impression back in April of and May of 2020 was that I was going to have to find something else to do to make a living, something completely different.
Wow.
It looked like everything was going to close.
Yeah.
It was really dark, and just to see that so many places and venues as well as players and people who were involved in supporting and promoting this music, just to see that has survived and stayed strong has been very, very uplifting.